Right, so the fleet's been behaving pretty well of late, and not really much to do. One of the things I've noticed when I've been getting in and out the Audi, however, is a couple of wee niggles. One of them is that the door is sticking. I'll show you why I think that is. So the handle's fine. Oh, it's actually okay there. So what happens is that when you sit inside, let's sit inside and we'll see if it happens. You have to barge the door open and pull the handle quite hard, and I'm just worried that I'm going to break it. Close it over. Right, so you pull the handle and you have to, it's not as bad this morning right enough, but when it's colder it's really sticking. So what I think the problem is that the seal was kind of leaking a bit, just with the cold weather, obviously all the rain. And I put some of this stuff that my dad had with his old Volvo 850 round the outside edge. And what I've also put, and it's quite sticky stuff, it's really sticky. What I've also put up here, the join between the hood and the screen, is some red rubber grease, because that was leaking. That isn't like sticky as such, so I think that's okay, we'll just leave that. I also put some of it down here because it was getting in somewhere there and causing the floor to be wet. Now let me have a look and see, I think that might actually be, yeah, that's almost, there's a wet bit there. Aye, that's been getting in again, look, that's wet. Oh, it's not, no, carpet's quite dry. We'll change that and see. What I do is I put that under there and see where it gets damp. Now it is just rainwater, it's not coolant, because I know these Audis are bad for heater matrices. So it's just rainwater. So what we're going to do is we're going to clean up the seal. I put a lot of it there as well. I'll clean up the seal a wee bit, and what I'll do is replace it, try and plump it up a bit with some of this. Didn't really do much for leaks, but it might just soften up the seal a bit, just to stop it leaking. Let's give it a go. That's not really taking that off, just dry, so I think I'll just get a wee bit of warm soapy water and see what happens. I've got a bucket now, soapy water, hot soapy water, let's see what happens. Then we'll put some of this stuff around it. It's supposed to revitalise rubber. I've not had much success with it in the past, but we'll see. It's actually removing some of the old stuff as well a wee bit. We shall see. So I don't know if you can see this on the camera, it doesn't really pick it up well, but just here there's a damp patch. So I'm trying to work out whether that's coming in from the edge or whether it's coming in from up there. That does feel slightly damp up there. So I wonder if it's still coming in from up at the fuse box area. And I did seal all that up. Maybe we'll take another look, see what we can find. Right, so this is where it was leaking before. So I've taken the fuse box lid off. So the problem before was, first of all, the fuse box lid wasn't on right, and that just goes straight down there into the car. Now secondly, round this seal here, I'd sealed up. But I don't know if you can see that in the camera. Probably not, it's going a bit fuzzy. It's started to split again, just there. So I'll need to dry that out and then reseal that, and also round here as well I'll need to dry that out and reseal it. It's going to rain later, so I'm not sure whether I'll do that now, but it needs doing. I'll maybe have a go at cleaning it out anyway. Take it for there. But that's a problem, common problem, sorry. If you've got one of these cars, Audi 80 Cabriolet, you're getting water ingress into the driver's footwell and it's just plain water, this is the first place I would look. There's also holes in the bulkhead where the cable, this cable goes through, bonnet release cable, you can see that just there. Seal that up as well. It might be a job for a drier day. I'll give it a go and see if I can dry it up enough to put some sealant on it. Right, I've had a brainwave, which doesn't happen often. So that sealant didn't last very long. That was only, well, it was 2 years I suppose. Did it about 2 years ago, so I suppose, but it's not lasted forever. However, what I'm going to try, and I've had good success with the door seals around where the hood attaches, is some red rubber grease. Now it's friendly to rubber and everything like that, it's plant based, so I thought if I just dab a line of that round, it doesn't matter that there's dampness there or anything like that, and it won't be affected by hopefully the heat or anything like that. So I'm going to give that a go, seal everything up using that, see how long that lasts. Let's give it a go. Right, so let's have a look, see what we've done. So as you can see, it's not the prettiest of jobs, but I've sealed all around there. In there as well, you can see where the bonnet release cable goes in. I've sealed all around there, and all around there, and right up the back. Now when I got the car, the fuse box lid wasn't on either. And as you can see, people think that there's actually a bit missing from here when they have these cars, but there's not. That's the way it is. So effectively, water falls out of here straight onto the top of the fuse box lid, which is fine if it's closed and it's sealed up, but if it's not, that's where your problems will start. And what I've done, you see it there, I've actually put a line of like old door seal and glued it on right the way along to create a kind of dam, if you like. Don't know if you can see that there. You can see that right the way along. I did it a few years ago now, so it's looking a bit weathered, but it works. It stops the water pouring straight over there, and as you can see, it is quite dry there. It's just that corner there where it comes down and it goes into there. I think that's where it's been leaking, and hence why the mat was wet under this bit here, because I think it's coming in there. So you need to make sure that this fuse box lid is seated properly. So the hinges are a bit tricky to get in at the back. They slide in, I think, that way. So you need to make sure that it's really secure and it's locked down into these tabs here, so that it's not going anywhere. Because there's a lot of water that would come down on top of that otherwise. Let's look at the pedal. Right, so here's the pedal, and it's just a wee bit. See, you take your hand off it. It's not really springing back quite as it should. Now, the pivot is way up there somewhere. I haven't a clue. So I'm just going to point my WD-40 up there and just spray it. I'm not convinced I got that. It feels quite tight. We'll worry about that another day. And the last thing we'll do, of course, is we'll give these locks a bit of lubrication. It looks a wee bit dry in there. See if that makes a difference. Oh, much better. Let's see what happens when I go inside. Is it better? Let's see. Door shut. Oh, look at that. Pop straight open now. Handle's a bit, it's always been like that, it doesn't spring back, but perfect, happy with that. And hopefully that will be the carpets a bit drier as well. It looks like it's about to tip it down. So we'll test that out in these door seals pretty soon.